Welcome to Aging Well in Wadsworth. This is Your Life, a new show that we are doing on WCTV to portray and highlight lives of special seniors that live here in Wadsworth. And today I'm excited to introduce our very first guest, Bruce Lorincz. Bruce is known for his show, Bruce on the Loose. You're usually on the opposite end of the mic, aren't you?
This is a little different, yes.
So today the show is about you. We want to learn about your life. And so tell us, where were you born? Where did you grow up, Bruce?
I was born in Worcester, Ohio, at Worcester Community Hospital. Kind of ironic, Lori, because my mom was a registered nurse, and she did some of her duty there and various jobs along the way, but she really enjoyed the staff at Worcester Community Hospital, and from there I went ahead, and my mom was a registered nurse, and my dad worked at Rubbermaid Incorporated, and they were very nurturing, and I had two other brothers, 2 years apart, Dennis and then Chris, so we really had a very, very strong family unit.
That's awesome. So you were an Ohio boy.
Yes.
Growing up here. So tell us, lead us into your adult life, your career, family, that type of thing.
Yes, I went to Northwestern High School and Congress Junior High and elementary, and really we moved to the farm. I went to Worcester Triway for half of my kindergarten year, and then we went to the farm. My dad had worked on the house for about a year before we moved in, and enjoyed, met a couple young guys right away and said, "Hey, would you think about playing baseball?" And so at age 7, I joined the hot stove team there at Chester Elementary and had a good time there, and played throughout my elementary, middle school, and high school career, and enjoyed baseball very much. And my brothers were in various sports as well, along with me, where they played football and also baseball. And we were kind of quasi-farmers and did farm work and did some things, and really our parents really watched over us and urged us to read, and reading has been a big part of my life.
That's awesome. So when you graduated from, was it Northwestern?
Northwestern,
What did you do after that?
Well, I had a teacher that graduated from the University of Akron, and he kind of advised me. He says, Akron is a very good school. You might try it. And, I looked at a couple other schools, but didn't want to go too far away from home, and decided to go to Akron, and really enjoyed it there very much. Joined a fraternity, Theta Chi. After my first year, got involved in the radio station, WUAB, there in Akron, and did some broadcasting of sports, and did also on the road the zip football and basketball for a couple years, and also finished then my career in the debate team for 1 year, and did debate 4 years in high school. And the big thing in college, I met my wife Debbie.
That's awesome. So what year did you get married?
We got married, in fact, we'll be celebrating 49 years coming up this June.
Wow, congratulations.
So that's quite a long period of time, but a very happy one. And Debbie really has been a big part of my life, and really very organized, and also a teacher. Taught at Cleveland Public Schools, believe it or not, for 7 years, and then Our Lady of the Elms for 23. So she had 30 years in education as well.
Wow, so both educators.
Yes.
That's awesome. Did you have your summers off together?
Yes, we did, and with my umpiring, I did get into umpiring after high school, and have continued that to this day, 54 years and counting, and
wow.
We try to squirrel that money away for every year we go on vacation somewhere. Debbie has a large family, and either in the Poconos or in Alabama, we followed her brother and sister and vacation, and went to Disney. We really enjoy Disney. Had the girls then, Maureen born in '82 and Lauren in '84, and they really enjoyed going to Walt Disney World in Florida.
That's awesome. So, you had a career in education. When in your life did you intersect with Wadsworth? How did I know you live in Wadsworth now?
Right. That's an interesting question, because when I got engaged to Debbie, she worked in Cleveland, and I was still finishing up. I had one more year to go at Akron, and so we kind of looked at places, and then in the late spring, then I got a job at Black River local schools. So we tried to pick a place kind of in between both those locations. And so we lived at Lincoln Manor for 2 years and enjoyed that on Pardee Street, and it's still there, and had a good time, and right away noticed that Wadsworth was a very unique community. People really helped each other out. We got involved in a church. We looked at a church, went to one church, Trinity United Church of Christ, and joined there in 1978 along with Debbie's parents, and really enjoyed the church very, very much. So, we got our roots in Wadsworth, we're living here, getting in church, and volunteering whatever we can, and it's just a wonderful community.
And you worked in Wadsworth, right?
Yes, I did. I did some time in Wadsworth. From 1990 to 2002, I was assistant principal at the middle school, and it was pretty challenging. Some students didn't want to come to school. Some students had discipline issues and concerns on the bus and in the classroom. We tried to work with them and worked with Kurt Cresawati on those attendance issues, and it was a wonderful 12 years. I tried to work with the spelling bee and coordinated that, and started a show then on WCTV in 1992, and trying to highlight the schools. We called it Wadsworth City School. The Tradition Continues was our show.
Wow, so you've been involved with WCTV a very long time.
Yeah, when I went to when I retired, then after 30 years in total education, then I went to Black River, and went back to Black River, and there was a kind of a gap there, about a 15-year gap, but then Joanna Perino saw me and said, "You need to do more shows." So I said, "Yeah, that's a good suggestion." So I started again. So I've been doing shows about 18 years.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. Now, when you were at Wadsworth Middle School, was it located on the current community center campus?
No, it's a very interesting question, because we were downtown, and it was Wadsworth Middle School. It was 6th grade, 7th, and 8th, and a total over 1,000 students.
Wow.
So then plans were made. Mr. Parsons was superintendent, and he said the building there was getting a little crowded, and we wanted to try to focus on that middle school age. So one thing led to another, and they purchased the land and developed it. And we moved in, and WISE helped so much. We moved during winter break. We moved the teachers, moved all their items, their personal items and books and everything, and we got parents to help move, and it was a very interesting transition. And we opened there just after spring break or winter break in I think it was 2000.
Wow, so you were part of that whole transition, and now so the old middle school, that's now CIS, Central
Right.
Intermediate School, and they're getting ready to move, of course, so another transition.
Right.
So that's very interesting. So you have daughters?
Yes, I have two lovely daughters. My eldest is an attorney, Maureen, born in 1982, and she was very active in high school in the speech and debate, did some theater, backstage, and also performed. And Lauren, born in 1984, she's a minister, and she is in Colchester, Connecticut now. She was in historic Lexington for 6 years and enjoyed that very much, and really gave her a foundation for her success as a minister today.
That's wonderful. So you actually raised your family. They were raised in Wadsworth.
They were. We suggested they become very active, and they were very good students, and really, we're very, very proud of them. My wife and I just couldn't be more happy with their careers, and they're really doing very, very well.
That's awesome. Now, how long ago did you officially retire from being an educator?
Well, I officially retired in 2013, so it's more than a decade since I retired. Although I still I like to donate blood to the Red Cross. I like to go ahead, and sometimes you get notes back from helping people out with their needs with blood. And I also continue to umpire, and still be very active in the church as well. So I had some things that, and of course Suprema Senior Center, I try to work out a couple times a week, and that's very, very important. I can't say enough about the City of Wadsworth building this facility for the Senior Center. As you certainly know, what a change from being downtown, and certainly SUMA being here helping people out, and the little library portion we have here, and the Suprema Senior Center, and also the Y. Very, very important.
Right, just the collaborative being on this community center campus is wonderful. Now, you seem it sounds like you're busier now than probably in your career. I know, what is your secret to aging well? And I know there's something else you're very involved in on a regular basis.
Yeah, I'm involved in reading. I'm in the last Thursday of every month, the library. I can't say enough good things about the library and all the activities and all the things that they are doing. We have a group that meets the last Thursday of every month, 1 o'clock, here in Suprema Senior Center. We discuss a book. We have a book we know ahead of time. We read it, and it's really interesting to me, the perspective of various people. They really, some English people, teachers, and some people that just want to get together. And we usually average about 10 or 12 people, and it's very educational. And they're books that I have to admit, Lori, they're books that I wouldn't really read normally. They're books that were recommended by the library staff, and they're very interesting. I especially like the historical books, since I taught history for a few years, but we get those every once in a while. But also human interest, and books that really pique our interest.
That is awesome. I know another thing you're involved with here at the Senior Center is our walking challenge that takes place. Do you know how many years you've participated?
Yeah, I think the walking challenge historically has been at least over a decade here. I think I've been 7 years I've been in it, and it really, we used to do it in the spring.
We did.
And now it's kind of a fall. I think the fall is a better time to have it, quite frankly. And it is really to get out and see the parks and the places in Wadsworth. It is really tremendous.
That's awesome. And I know there's a thing that keeps you really busy is your Bruce on the Loose show. What can you tell us about that show? I know you're at a point, people recognize you if you're out shopping, and people love your show. So how long has that been going? How did that come about?
Well, I started in '92, and we focused on the schools. We focused on the schools and athletics and activities that the students were involved in, and that was very enjoyable. And it would be something that probably other people wouldn't do, and it put people in the limelight, and the parents and students seemed to really enjoy it. And then I had that hiatus. I took the break. I was working at Black River full time. There was no way I could go ahead and have a show. And then Joanna, through her urging, had me start a show up. And I thought maybe I'd do 3 or 4 shows, just to get back in the swing of things. We did, a couple shows with programs reading programs. I was helping youth read. My wife and I volunteered for that, and Roger Havens coordinated that, and that was a very uplifting program. But one thing led to another, and I kept doing shows, and the Suprema Senior Center said, well, we could do a show with this, and then I branch out. Then I did new stores or new opportunities. We did Habitat for Humanity was one of our early shows, and we did people in the school system and city government. The mayor's been on several times. you know, and those types of shows are very informative for the people. That's why I do it. I learn things, but the public learns things as well. If we're having Chief Linder on from the, we did a tour of the new fire station. Very, very exciting show. Habitat we mentioned, and the mayor always enlightens us with things that are on her agenda, and it's just we live in a great city. You know, the utilities are very reasonable. They just recently picked up big items that people had from the city cruise. A lot of other communities don't do that. We're very fortunate to have this facility where the YMCA coordinates swimming programs and lifting weights and jazzercise and all the other programs that they do, and you know, just every 3 months, I just can't believe all the offerings you have here with health care and with speakers coming in. You know, it's just wonderful. And I think you had just Shannon Ron the other day with the Medina County Transit Authority. I mean, we learn from the mayor and from Dr. Hill and from all the speakers that you coordinate. I got a call the other day from Carl Quintraro. He did a show on the history of the Cleveland Indians, and he also does a show on the songs that John Lennon and Paul McCartney gave away. And I missed that last night at the public library. So the speakers you have here have influenced us, and especially me, to do other things as well.
That's awesome. And for those listening to this interview, we are right in the middle of the Suprema Cafe. We're right in the heart of the Suprema Senior Center, and it's busy here. So if you heard background noise, it's a fun place. We are so fun. We do so many things, and we're so proud of what we can offer to our seniors. And being in the community of Wadsworth is just outstanding. If someone is looking to retire to Wadsworth, what's some advice? How do you learn about what's going on in Wadsworth? What are some things they should try to get involved in?
Well, I think first stop they should come here and see, you know, and join the Suprema Senior Center. And quite frankly, in doing shows about the Suprema Senior Center and the Y, they're people from townships. If you're from Rittman or Doylestown or even the Norton area, I mean, there's programs here that people could take advantage of and really profit from those shows. You know, I really worked a little bit on my euchre. There's card games you can do. You can play blackjack. I took a class with Steve with improving my blackjack play, and it's worked. It really has. So there's so many things. And again, the speakers we talked about. If you want to know about the fire department and how they respond to emergencies, or the school system, you know, we have a tremendous school system here. I can speak directly to that. And people are moving here because of the schools. They're moving here because of the services, and it certainly does profit them, and they can live an enriched life, taking advantage of all the programs, and they don't have to be lifetime. You know, I go to the reading program the last Thursday of the month, and I just thought I'd try it, and I've been in it for 4 years now.
That's awesome.
So it can get contagious, and you can keep going back, and it's such a welcoming community.
That's awesome. So you can always try new things, and you know, I really appreciate, Bruce, what you have contributed to the community, especially your Bruce on the Loose show. You allow your viewers, those watching your show on WCTV, to learn about the community, and we've always appreciated you inviting the Suprema Senior Center in. I know I've been on there. Tammy Reddish, our activity volunteer coordinator, has been on your show. Amy Rook-Smith, our administrative assistant. You've included.
You can't forget Jim Dahl.
That's right, Jim Dahl with the Wadsworth Older Adults Foundation. Rich Berlin, you're such a big supporter of what we do, and we so appreciate it. So it really was fitting to invite you today as our first guest for Aging Well in Wadsworth. This is Your Life. Is there anything else you would like to say that we can learn about you?
Well, not so much me, but you know, there are opportunities. If you have an idea for a show that I really would have you think about it, talk to Joanna, and we could have new shows in our WCTV studio, which would very much be appreciated, and it certainly would enlighten the community.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, Bruce, it has been so wonderful having you on today, and I love your positivity, your enthusiasm. I know we talk multiple times a week. You're at the studio or you're at the Y, and the Suprema Senior Center is such a great place to just, you know, stop in. Of course, we're in the cafe. The Suprema Cafe is open to the public Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 2 with wonderful food and all of that.
And you buy something, free coffee.
Yes.
Can't beat that.
If you're a member of the Senior Center, which our membership is free for anybody 55 or better, you can get a free unlimited coffee or hot tea. So it is a nice place to come, and we're thankful that you come by on a regular basis, and we love getting to see you, and hopefully the show inspires some others. If anybody else is out there and you would like to be on Aging Well in Wadsworth, This Is Your Life, we'd love to hear about your life, how you're aging well, and learn a little bit more about you so viewers can see that. So thank you, Bruce, so much for joining us today. And we'll have another show coming up, so stay tuned. Thank you.
Thanks, Lori.
You are watching WCTV, Wadsworth Community Television.